All right, Kate, what are we celebrating today?
Monday. Today is Bat Appreciation Day. And no, I'm not talking about a Louisville slugger.
Okay.
I'm talking about the animal, the bat.
Even though it may have given us COVID-19?
Sure. But it gave us the Batman.
There's no proof of it. Well, yeah, there's the Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, the Batman was inspired by the fact that there was a big cave full of bats under his house, right? Wasn't that part of it?
Sure.
Okay. Bat Appreciation Day, not for the Louisville slugger. But,
right.
All right.
Today is also Haiku Day.
Haiku Day.
Do you remember how a haiku goes?
Kind of. What is it 3 lines or is it 5 lines?
It's 3 lines, but it's 5 syllables in the first, 7 syllables in the second, and 5 syllables in the last. Is it syllables or words?
Syllables.
I was thinking it was syllables.
Right, syllables, because that would dictate the iambic pentameter or whatever adjacent thing that is.
Okay.
You're the English expert.
I know.
You've got a degree in it.
I do. I haven't
What are you doing over there?
worked on haikus in quite some time. So,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
And it's also Cheese Ball Day, Matt.
Cheese Ball Day. Okay, curious. The thing that pops into my mind when I hear Cheese Ball Day is the thing you find in the snack aisle.
But that is not the cheese ball
No.
that they are talking about
They're
today.
talking about a big block of cream cheese that's covered in even more cheese.
Or with stuff in it.
Stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be covered in cheese. But
Okay.
cream cheese with stuff in it. And you dip your Ritz cracker into it and get a schmear, and it's good.
Schmear always sounds a little bit rough to me. But were you one for cheese balls, the snack?
Oh, hell yeah. I love a good cheese ball.
I'd like to see how many I could get in my mouth in one time.
Oh, you're going back to the snacks. I'm still talking about cream cheese ball.
No, I'm going to be thinking about Planters cheese balls
Okay.
or their knockoff equivalent
Right?
most of the day. Now, you know what you could do is you could get a cheese ball. You can make a homemade artisanal cheese ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then you crunch up a whole bunch of Planters cheese balls,
Mhm.
and sprinkle them across the top of it.
I think we're showing our age when we say Planters cheese balls.
Why?
Because you're talking about like the blue canister of cheese
Yes.
balls.
Yeah. Does that not exist anymore?
I don't think they make those anymore.
Really?
Nope. I think they have the barrel of cheese balls.
Wow.
That it's a clear container. Yeah, I don't think Planters makes them anymore.
Wow. What a crime. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Kate.
Yeah.
All right, Kate. So the Royals have joined the other teams, like 4 other teams at least in the league that are extending the amount of time you can drink at the ball games, right?
Oh, because
Yeah.
the games are going so fast?
Right. Yeah, they sped up
Okay.
the games. They have the pitch clock, right?
Pitch clock. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have X number of seconds to throw your pitch, and then like only so many pickoff attempts too, as well.
Right. Isn't it like if they don't get them after 3 tries, they just get to go to the next base?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it is 3 attempts.
I think that, yeah.
So the games are a lot quicker. In fact, they're the fastest they've been since like 1984.
Oh.
And so they thought, okay, with the games being quicker, we can extend the number of innings that we can serve beer.
Yeah.
I don't know if this makes this. So they're like, okay, if it's a 2-hour game, you're only going to drink X number of beers. If it's a 3-hour game, you're going to drink more, so on and so forth. But if you're in the habit of, I get a beer, before the first inning, and then I get another one the third, then another the fifth number, then another the seventh number, and then another, well, the 8th now, I guess, is when it's going to end.
Okay.
Let me verify. Bottom of the 8th. Fans are now allowed to buy alcohol through the bottom of the 8th. Before this, bottom of the 7th, so an additional inning. I think people are going to end up drunker, actually.
Probably, but hypothetically, Matt, you've got a full beer in your hand.
Yes.
And the Bud Light guy is going by, cold Bud Light, and
Bud Light here? Yeah.
right? And then they say, last call. And you've got a full in your hand. What do you do?
Oh, gosh.
One mo. Final.
Me? What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm probably fine to wait until after the game at that point.
Oh, you're such a responsible baseball fan.
If I were more of a drunk, I probably would, though.
Yeah, when in Rome. How often are you at the K where you're like, you've been doing that little schedule and they go last call, you're like, oh, we should probably get one more.
Right, one more $12 beer, please. Okay.
Yep. Yep, because you make your best decisions after you've been drinking in the sun for a couple hours.
Well, exactly. So, last week we were talking about the Milwaukee game, and the Brewers have been one of the teams that have pushed back the amount of time that you could get beer, right? So they were one of the first 4 teams to do this. And then last week we were talking about that video of that dude who was urinating on the concourse at that stadium, right, where he was surrounded by people.
Mistaking the concourse for, like, a bathroom.
Yes, more or less.
In front of hundreds of people.
Correct. Right. He's like planted right in the center. There's an escalator in front of him where people are coming down. There's some people, just peeing, just kind of like almost like swiveling his hips left and right to cover as much surface area as possible.
Oh, not just like to keep his balance.
Okay, that's probably it. He wasn't just trying to decorate it perfectly. So my question is, was that after an 8th inning beer? The world may never know.
That's probably some pre-gaming. That's probably a lot more than just the longer innings. But the Royals are on board?
Yes, they're
They're
joining. So the Royals, now you're allowed to buy alcohol through the bottom of the 8th, 1 inning later than previous. I don't think this is going to turn out well. I bet you they revert. That's my bet. But
do you think they're going to revert after the season, or do you think come like June they'll be like, we didn't know what we were thinking, we're going back?
I could see them changing it in season, yeah.
In season? Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But you can rest assured, dear listener, that Matt and Kate will keep you in the know, right, Kate?
You bet it. You bet it. You bet on it. You betcha. I don't know.
All those things.
We like to bet.
Yeah.
Matt, have you ever heard of those outdated laws that some states have?
Yes. The one that always comes to mind to me is that it's illegal to wear high heels in downtown Lawrence, Kansas. I think that was one that was on the books.
Is that still?
I don't know if that's still in action or not, but it's laws like that you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't do a good enough job memorizing the current state of outdated laws in Lawrence, Kansas, as much as one might think I do. But,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I found an article with a cluster of old American laws you won't believe were passed. Kansas, it's illegal to serve ice cream on cherry pie.
Huh. Wonder what the origin of that one was.
I don't know how it came to be or whether this law is still on the books, but it's not enforced if it is. So if you want to enjoy your criminally delicious dessert without a night in the cell, you're good.
Okay.
But, I mean, somebody had a very strong feeling about cherry pie and ice cream.
Yeah, I got to think big cherry pie might be behind that. Like, oh, you put ice cream on there, that's going to be less cherry pie they'll need to consume for maximum sugar hit. I don't know.
Right?
Big ice cream, though, I think expects that it's going to be, in an a la mode kind of situation. So, okay.
Okay, so another law that is a real law, this got passed by votes, Oklahoma and Ohio, you can't make faces at a dog.
What do you think happened there? I think someone's face got torn off. I think they looked at the dog wrong and then tried to sue the owner or something.
Ohio's law is even more extreme. If you make any kind of a face at a dog there, silly or not, it could result in a fine or jail time.
Someone had to have set someone else's dog off at some point. Something ensued, and then they made a law. That's my guess. Yeah, I like theorizing on this stuff.
Statewide. Crazy. Okay, and the last one for weird laws that are still in effect now. In Arizona, you can't have a donkey sleeping in your bathtub after 7 p.m.
7 p.m. is a cutoff.
Cut off, get that sleeping donkey out of your bathtub. Or if you want to go a little bit more crass, you could say get that sleeping ass out of your bathtub.
Whoa, watch out for Kate.
Whoa, watch out. Nobody wants a soggy donkey.
Wow. Okay. I'm not looking up soggy donkey on the Urban Dictionary.
No, don't do that.
Actually, I think about it. That's, speaking of Lawrence, Kansas, that's a Lawrence band, I believe.
That's a band.
Soggy donkey. Yep. So this last weekend was Worlds of Fun's first chaperone required.
You just can't drop off your kids at...
Yeah. Worlds of Fun is
Okay.
not your babysitter.
That's disappointing. You pay enough for it.
Right. You got to go through the gate. Well, the kids, see, you and I have been part of the young generation once upon a time where the kids these days, so I'm going to try to stop myself from doing that. But
Okay.
last week ago, there was a big brawl out there, like 100 to 150 teens is how they were described. So they're just eyeballing it, because they didn't apprehend all these people. A cop got punched in the face at one point.
Whoa.
And so Worlds of Fun, like for decades, Worlds of Fun has been a place where families and friends come together to enjoy our one-of-a-kind park. Millions of guests have counted on us for their daily dose of wholesome family fun, and we're committed to keeping that promise going forward. As part of that commitment, the park will implement a chaperone policy beginning Saturday, April 15th. Yep, so this is the first weekend, and no reports of hundreds of teenagers getting into fights out there, Are you ready to start dropping your kids off at places and let the place take care of them?
Oh, no.
Are you at that stage yet? So you've got an 11 and 13-year-old?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, okay, I take that back. I know that I've dropped off some kids at the movies, but I was also like across the street. I was not like at home, not close by. So if there was a phone call, I could be like right there if anything happened. But I'm not dropping kids off at the mall. I'm
No.
not,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because my nephew, Connor, turned 16 ahead of the chaperone policy, right? But before the brawl broke out and everything.
Right.
And I rode with them to Easter in Hoyt, Kansas is where we headed. And so we had some time to talk, and they had gone to Worlds of Fun on the opening day there and had their season passes. And so it was a quick in and out for them, but lots of other people potentially disappointed because apparently a lot of rides weren't open.
Oh, on opening day?
Yeah, and the line that you have to get in, if you have a bag, was forever. And so luckily, since they have their season passes, they just were planning on going for a couple hours and checking it out and going home. So they didn't have a bag to check. So they walked right past a ton of people in line to have their bags checked. And so I asked my brother, with Connor now having his license, like, do you think that he and Thatcher will go down to World of Fun together? And he's like, I'm not going to allow that. And he goes, it's something that you think they would want to do? And he's like, I would be shocked if they brought that up as an idea. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay.
So it turns out that decision's been made for him. Anyway.
Yeah. Don't even ask.
Yep.
We're always looking for fun things to do on Mother's Day as a family. And I found a list of movies to watch with your kids on Mother's Day.
I thought maybe you guys were going to have a family planting of the tomatoes on Mother's Day.
Oh.
Is that not what you want to do?
Nah.
Nah?
Now let Monty do that.
Okay. Movies. All right.
Movies. So since we've got some time, I figure I can give a couple now and give a couple as we get closer to. So feel good movies to watch on Mother's Day with yo mama or with your kids. Brave is number one on the list. Have you seen Brave, Matt?
I have not. That's a Disney animated film? No, I have not. No.
Disney Pixar? Yeah, it's Pixar. Yeah, it's
Okay.
super good.
No, I have not seen that yet.
So I don't want to give away too much.
Well, yeah, no spoilers.
It's set in Scotland. How about that?
Okay, that's great. Anytime we get the opportunity to showcase your accents,
Or just saying the word Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah, now can you do your Irish voice right
No,
after?
it's never good on cue. Gosh.
Fair enough. All right.
Ugh.
Well, to be fair, all I can do is go, hello.
And it's not exasperation at you. It's exasperation at myself. Like, I should be able to do it better like that.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Yeah.
So what other
Okay.
movies do you think would be good to watch on Mother's Day?
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
And there's several Freaky Friday options you can choose from.
Jodie
You've
Foster.
got the Jodie Foster. Yeah. Or you've got the Lindsay Lohan.
Got to go with Jodie Foster, right?
I mean, you could do both. Compare and contrast.
The first time I saw that was in school, was in middle school or something.
Whoa.
And we watched it on one of those TVs that someone had put a magnet up against, so it was all rainbow vision.
Oh.
And for the longest time, I thought that was intentional.
How the movie was.
Yeah, until I found out that effect happens if someone puts a strong magnet too close to one of those old school TV sets.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Did somebody wheeled into your classroom?
Right. Exactly. Oh, I think you need to turn off you need to get the break off so that there you go.
There you go.
Don't want a runaway TV cart.
Nope.
Not when they're 6 foot tall and have a TV that weighs 60 pounds on them or whatever it was. Okay. I knew that Freaky Friday because Freaky Friday, I don't think it's too spoilery to say that, or maybe I'm wrong, the mom and kid switch roles or something. They transplant brains accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Brave, I assume, has a motherly theme to it too then?
It does. A mother-daughter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume the majority of these picks that you share with us in the coming weeks, movies to celebrate your mother, will be nice ones, not mean ones?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
What if someone wants to watch a film to send a message to their not-so-pleasant mom? Can you think of any? I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Mommy Dearest?
Or Carrie. Maybe Carrie.
I've never seen that one.
Her mom's not nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
Okay, did you happen to read the write-up on Patrick Mahomes, the write-up for the Times 100 Most Influential People of 2023?
I haven't yet. Is it good?
Yeah, written by Peyton Manning.
Oh, that's nice.
Who is also a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
But, Patrick has a decent chance to pass him.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably going to be playing football for a long time. Oh, no, he threw his arm off. Like his arm goes flying through too much velocity. His arm went flying through the goalposts. No. Yeah. So I just wanted to share this one paragraph.
Okay.
To any listeners who missed it. Patrick Mahomes made Time's 100 Most Influential People of 2023. Something I wouldn't have guessed ahead of time, but in retrospect makes a lot of sense.
In 2023, 2022?
2023 is the way it's titled. Because they're influencing people this year. I think this paragraph kind of illustrates that. So this is, once again, Peyton Manning. It's just like a few paragraphs is what they do with these most influential people list. Patrick is setting new bars. All these young players around the country are trying to imitate his sidearm throws and incredible plays, but I hope they know he's also an incredibly hard worker. He appreciates the cerebral part of the game, and he understands his platform as the MVP quarterback of the Super Bowl winning team. This won't be the last time you hear Patrick Mahomes identified that way. So congrats, Patrick Mahomes, for not only making Time's 100 Most Influential People list, but from one of the better, former ball players. Pretty cool.
Impressing Peyton Manning at the same time.
Yep. And he's pointed out that Patrick also was a counselor once at the Manning Passing Academy that Peyton's dad set up back in the day.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I think Ted Lasso mania has caught on maybe a little too far.
Yeah, that made me think of Hulkamania briefly, Hulk Hogan, but go on.
Yeah.
Is it because of the mustache? Because Hulk Hogan had the mustache. You got that Fu Manchu.
No, mostly because I have a friend who's a soccer mom. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was posting the other day after the weekend. She was just like, oh my gosh, it was a beautiful weekend on the pitch. And just went off about some soccer euphemisms, but she kept calling it football and talking about on the pitch. And I'm like, all right, listen, we got to walk away from Ted Lasso. Like, this is the middle of this country. You're not on Ted Lasso right now.
Was the accent right, at least? Or was it a U.S. accent?
It was a U.S. accent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but spelled out in her post, talking about football on the pitch. And I'm like, come on. You're at the soccer field passing out Capri Suns.
Yeah, you got to put asterisk British voice or something around that, right?
Right.
Imagine me as a British person speaking.
So I'm not smashing on, or talking trash on Ted Lasso because I haven't seen it enough to say this is terrible. I don't think that. I just think that let's still be Americans and say soccer field.
We speak English in this country and not that kind.
We speak English.
The American one. Thank you. So the FAA tweeted, bad behavior doesn't fly. Since 2021, the FAA has referred 250 plus unruly passenger cases to the FBI for criminal prosecution. We can fine you up to, how much do you think per violation, Kate?
Money?
Yeah. How much do you think the maximum fine you could get for being unruly on a plane?
20,000.
That's pretty close. it's a good guess at least. It's 37.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Are you going to start behaving yourself then?
That's why I don't fly, Matt.
Because you're going to go nuts on somebody?
Because I can't behave myself.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Ow.
Here comes Kate climbing over your seat. Mess you up.
Do you think we just haven't heard about bad behavior on flights before 2020?
I don't know.
Or do you think everybody just lost their mind traveling after 2020?
Why not both?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So your point is, are people just documenting this better than they did previously?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think people just went that nuts.
I don't remember.
Maybe they would have gotten there anyway. Maybe people would have just gotten this irrational anyway.
Ugh. It's everywhere you look to see people behaving badly on flights. Like videos of people behaving. And when I say behaving badly, I'm talking about like in voice and action. Like the way that they speak to the flight attendants or the pilots or fellow passengers. It's unreal. I know that traveling can be stressful, but can't you like not lose your marbles on a flight or at an airport? Like,
I don't know.
Keep it together, man.
It's wild. Or just go ahead and road trip it. We think
drive.
We think road trips are in your future.
Yeah, you don't like the rules of an airline? Okay, drive your car.
It's like that. People think they can get away with what you're like. I'm gonna be and just like throw a big fit. And guess what? You've now been fined $40,000.
That's unreal.
Nicely done.
Matt, just for the pun of it.
Oh, wow. Just for the pun of it. Kate's going to give us the setup to a joke, and then you and I, dear listener, are going to guess the punchline.
All right. Just for the pun of it. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie?
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Fish with their gills again. Their fins. They got that weird side-eye thing happening. They got I wonder if they see poorly in 3D. I don't know, Kate. I give up.
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated.
Sophisticated. Wow, I'm glad I didn't attempt any more guesses on that one.
Right?
That's pretty good.